Hey everybody, welcome back to the Always Out of Market NFL podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Steven. Above me, we've got Ryan. Say hi, Ryan.
What's up? I'm Mr. Pale Boy.
You're supposed to say hi, Ryan. That's what you
Oh,
usually
hi,
do.
Ryan. Sorry, I don't do kindergarten jokes, Steven. I'm elevated sense of humor.
Oh, okay. Then
So,
over to the far side, we got Jason.
Hello.
And then we've got Tyler next to me. Say hi, Tyler.
Mr. Dubby.
Yeah, and he's going to be representing Dubby. Once again, I'd like to say that we are brought to you by Dubby, the energy drink of the future. Dubby is for anyone who wants to focus without jitters or the crash. Simple to use. All you need is 6 to 8 ounces of water, powder packets, and a shaker. Thank you again to Dubby for sponsoring us. If you want to try it out and get 10% off, use our code ALWAYSOUT. The A and the O are capitalized. Always out. So, what we're doing today is we're about to go through. We all did our rankings for the stadiums, the NFL stadiums, and wow, it's a little all over the place.
yeah, I'll say it's for sure. We had like so many factors. It was the exterior of the stadium, the interior. Some people factored in the like area around it. Some people factored in like the fields themselves, the status of like the how well built that stadium is. How much does it fall, break apart?
The seats, the jumbotron, all those things. Just it depends on the person, but because of that, we're all over the place on some of these. But as you
Except
can,
for this first one.
as you can probably already tell with the preview, FedEx sucks. But if you're listening to us audio only, highly recommend. This is another one you should probably watch on YouTube to get the visual aspect. But we're not only going to compare to each other, we're also going to compare to the overall price of the stadium too.
So I went through and I got the based on inflation for 2023 how much each stadium is worth now based on what they bought it for back in the year they bought it. I adjusted for inflation and ranked it 30th through 1st of least expensive, most expensive. So you can see here the easily least expensive field was Lambeau.
Right. And we do also have it where we may occasionally switch to showing like additional pictures, but all of the slides show the exterior view, kind of from like an aerial view.
Yes.
So, all right. So we ready to start it off?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't have to change anything. I'm already on the PowerPoint. So this is slide 30. We've got FedEx Field for everyone. I know at least some of us. It's not that it's just the fact that it's just kind of an ugly stadium in my opinion, but also we all know what happened with the structural problems with FedEx Field. So we don't necessarily have that to base it on for other stadiums, but it definitely pulled FedEx Field to the very bottom easily.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. This is an easy choice, obviously, for all of us. I mean, it's probably the first time everybody's agreed on number 30, or the last position for any of these rankings so far, right?
The closest we got was most of us for the logos had Browns at the bottom, but Tyler had the Bears, I think.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And
I will say for this, so I'm going to go through, and I have another list, the actual price, inflated of each stadium. So Lambeau Field is the cheapest at $10 million in today's money, basically. So, and it's by far the cheapest. By the next one is 15 times more expensive than this one. So, yeah, Lambeau is extremely cheap. They bought it for $960,000, I think, back in like the 50s or something. But very cheap.
Yeah. Did y'all want to look at anything else on this, or are we good to just move on?
I think unless we have a clip of the Jalen Hurts almost getting killed at FedEx Field.
No, but I think most everybody that knows NFL knows that happened because that was big news.
Yeah.
Imagine if he actually had gotten hurt there. That would have caused Eagles fans would have fucking destroyed Washington.
Burned FedEx Field down.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on to. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Whoops.
Oh, there's the hyper.
All right, we're back. All right, 29.
And we're already all disagreeing.
Yep.
All right, so as you can see, Ryan here 100% agreed with the price to the ranking for Highmark Stadium, which of course is the Bills Stadium.
Yep. It looks like a high school football stadium.
It does.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean,
Yeah,
Definitely
mean,
looks
a
nicer
very
than
well
most
off high school football.
Yeah, a very
very
good
well
high,
off,
high school football
but
stadium.
still, it looks like a high
Like
school
probably like a
football
6A or 7A kind of school, you know?
stadium.
One of the schools that has all the money. Like Ryan's high school did. So
We had a shitty football field. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's
Well,
like,
y'all had a bad
I went-
field, but you have a lot of money. That school.
Oh,
I
yeah.
went to a 6A school, and our football stadium was not nearly that big.
Yeah.
And maybe Hoover. Hoover had a pretty fucking big stadium.
Yeah.
But as far as other things we've got on here, we've got the Cleveland Browns Stadium, obviously. Cleveland Browns. Gillette Stadium, which I don't even remember which one that one is.
The
Patriots.
Patriots.
They
TIA
did
Bank.
take down they took down the Lighthouse, I think, which really
They're taking it
sucked.
like this summer, yeah.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind based on the fact that it still had the lighthouse in the picture. Like I kind of went off the lighthouse because the lighthouse is a cool touch, but probably would have decreased more now that it's been taken down.
All right, and then the TIAA Bank Field, is that the Jaguars Stadium?
Yeah, I wish Matthew was on because I want to know why he put Jaguars second to last. It's got a fucking infinity pool in it. That's fucking cool.
Yeah, it probably would have been pretty low for me too, except for the fact that the pool really pushed it
Same.
up.
Yeah, mine's not like top 10 obviously, but
Yeah.
it pushed up a lot because there's a fucking pool you can be in.
Right. All right. Then we've got the Caesar Superdome, which is the Saints Stadium. So, what do we want to say about that?
Looks like
Tyler?
a spaceship.
I'm not a big fan of the dome. I feel like the dome is
It's the worst indoor stadium, look wise on the outside for sure.
Yeah, I'll say I want to say since I go back and forth with mine for exterior, with the indoor and outdoor stadiums. Just because if it's an indoor stadium, I'm pretty critical. Like, I don't think I have Caesar Superdome much higher than this because if it's an indoor stadium, the exterior has to look good. It stands out like really bad, but not in a good way. So it's just
looks dated.
It's just
That's all.
it's a bad dome. It's a bad dome.
And I will say, obviously, this is an older picture because you can tell it's got Mercedes-Benz still on it.
Yeah.
Some of the, but I mean, it still looks the exact same. I think it just says Caesars on it now instead of Mercedes-Benz. So
Yeah.
I did want to show the interior.
okay, there you go. There's the new. Well, you can see the new
That's-
logo on the outside. It's the same. The
Yeah.
interior is not bad.
The interior is good. That's probably what helped it for me a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's a pretty good little picture. Well, it's fucking.
Yeah, but I thought a lot of that issue when I was searching for all these exterior photos.
Oh,
So yeah.
Anyway, let's move on.
And then let me just mention on Bill's second cheapest because I think it's one of the older. They're due for a new stadium, I think, in the next few years probably.
Yeah, they're building one.
Yeah.
I believe.
So.
Yeah, right now Bills and Titans are both working on a new stadium that I know of.
And Highmark is in today's dollars is worth $151 million. So once again, that is 151 million from 10 million of Lambeau. It's a fucking massive increase. And the next one increases by over 100 million. Like this is another really cheap stadium. We get really expensive stadiums the farther down the list we go. So
all right.
I mean, the newer ones are going to be more expensive.
Billions.
Let's move on to slide 28.
8 of them are $1 billion or more.
All right, let's move on to number 28. So, Tyler, I know you're gonna have problems with this, given where I know where you put the Steelers.
Yeah, fucking goddamn Tyler.
Acrisure Stadium, for me, it was 90% the seating looks bad. I understand that's one of their main colors, but it's an outdoor stadium. It's nothing really to talk about as far as the look goes. It's just kind of just a regular outdoor stadium, and then the seating, I don't like it. So that was the whole reason it got pulled that low.
I'm happy. I know skipping ahead from you're going Frankfurt Stadium. I'm kind of just jumping around. I'm happy with your choice, Tyler. I mean, I didn't put it as low as you did, but just comparative to other two right here, what they're going to put MetLife Stadium at, I'm very happy you're more on my side of how it's in the lower tier.
It just looks generic.
Thank you.
It just looks like every stadium you could look up. There's no uniqueness to it. It also doesn't help that teams share that stadium, so they can't put the chairs colors and stuff to try to differentiate shit.
I have my biggest issue with this slide is fucking Matthew putting the Panthers that low. I like the colors of Bank of America Stadium are great.
I have Bank of America high too because I like the backdrop of being able to see the skyscrapers and stuff. I like the scenery.
I like the color and theming and everything. Y'all have an opinion about me putting Ravens this low. I'm the one that put the Ravens the lowest. So
I mean, I have the Ravens Stadium ranked pretty high.
yeah,
I really like the like brick outside that they have that you can see the picture right there.
see,
I don't really remember where I put the Ravens Stadium at all, to be honest.
Ravens Stadium. To step up from Bills, it's not a high school stadium, as you can see. Jason's right there. It's a college stadium. That's all it is. It's just a basic college stadium, is what it looks like to me.
Oh, and another thing.
I feel like every other college game day you see a stadium looks exactly like that, just with not purple seats.
Another reason why I have MetLife so low is just because the exterior is just white. There's no unique defining things to it.
Yeah, and then we have the TIA Bank Field being the 28th most expensive at $267 million.
Jeez.
I think they're also due for an upgrade soon. I'm pretty sure they're building a new one as well. Jaguars.
Yeah, I've heard something about them doing it too. I don't know if they've gotten through the whole process yet. Like, I still think they have to get the funding figured out and all that. But
I think the bottom three price-wise are the Jaguars, the Bills, and not Lambeau, sorry. But Jaguars and Bills, and then FedEx, what we put bottom. Those all are due for upgrades, I'm pretty sure. Like, they're talk about getting new stadiums.
Hopefully, since FedEx has new ownership, they'll the team has new ownership, that they'll build a new stadium.
Yeah.
I don't know where they're going to necessarily do that, but.
All right, you ready to move on?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
All right. Number 27. I've got Ford Field. Ryan and Tyler both have the Cleveland Browns Stadium. Jason has Nissan Stadium. Matthew has Highmark, joining in on the Bills hate, and then the Hard Rock Stadium is the next one in price.
Well, hey, don't get me wrong. I love the fucking Bills. One of my favorite teams, honestly, in the NFL. I just don't like their stadium.
Fair enough.
I don't mind the Bills. Their stadium just sucks.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, I'm not the one who's probably the most opinion about this, but I think fucking Jason's ranking is criminal.
Sorry.
Fucking Nissan being this low.
I don't know. I don't know what it is about it that I don't like, but there is something about it that I just as soon as I saw it, I was like, "Yep, that's going towards the bottom."
Is it when you went to it last year and watched your team lose? Is that what?
No, that's not it at all.
I do want to say one thing that's nice about these being next to each other, well, across from each other, but on the same slide with Nissan Stadium and Highmark, is they both show why I particularly actually like both of these stadiums, and it's because of the seating and stuff. The red and blue is perfect for me because those are my two favorite colors. So that's why Nissan Stadium looks so pretty to me, just because of the seating. And
I also did get a very beautiful picture of Nissan Stadium put up there. Like some of these, I found there was just much better photos I could get off the internet.
Yeah, you're honestly. I appreciate the love that you gave Nissan Stadium with this picture choice, because it definitely puts it it probably would look just out of place later on too.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the Browns.
I mean, it's the Browns. It's orange. It's gross.
I mean, that was the whole reason. I think we've already had mine too. I think I had it 29th, but just the fact of it's just that the seating, once again, the seating has a specific color. If I don't like the color, it's gonna get ranked lower for me.
I will say it is on one of the Great Lakes, which is, I guess, kind of cool. But
the stuff around it, especially from what you can see from this image, you can actually see the water behind it. Does look pretty good.
But then it's Cleveland, so it's not that exciting anyway.
Now I did want to talk about Hard Rock here. Why is Hard Rock so cheap? This is what I couldn't figure out.
So Hard Rock is in today's money is $308 million. So I mean it's cheap, I guess. But I'm not sure if the price I got was because in the past year or whatever it updated with this roof thing. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if that included that. I went to two different sites and saw the exact same price, which that I used. So I'm still not 100% convinced that it factored in the roof add-on. But I think it's still the original stadium from way back in the day. It's just they added on that little roof structure. So that's why
I
it's
like
cheap.
the roof structure though. It's nice.
Yeah, roof structure
I
brought it up
Hard
for me
Rock.
for sure.
Hard Rock's awesome. So
be interesting to see where Matthew has Hard Rock.
I will say Go to the inside of Ford Field, Steven. Do you not like the inside as well? Is it just you don't like the outside? Is that way
The inside's good. I actually
Yeah.
like the inside a
I'd
lot.
say. It might be kind of boring as an exterior or as a thing, but like I like this part, this cool right here, this little Ford Field section where it says this. I like that, and the inside I like a lot. How it's kind of like the windows at the top. I'm a big fan of it.
The seating and everything looks really clean.
Mhm.
The Jumbotron's nice. I really like the interior. It's just I fucking hate the exterior so much.
Yeah.
It's so boring to me. And I don't know. There's something about them putting the logo on the top like that I don't like too. The Ford Field logo.
Besides it's easily the most boring indoor field, I'd say. Not the ugliest because the Superdome, but in my opinion.
All right. Let's move back on. Do we want to look at any of these other stadiums before we move on?
Nah.
No?
Nah.
All right. 26. Okay, so I've got the Caesar Superdome. Like I said, it wasn't going to be. Saints Stadium was not going to be that much higher. Ryan also didn't like MetLife. Jason has the Browns. Matthew has Gillette Stadium. Tyler has Highmark. And then the price is Arrowhead. I don't know how to pronounce the field's name. I don't want to say
guess
it.
Geha. The
Geha?
price of Arrowhead is worth $313 million. It's only $5 million more than Hard Rock.
I can understand the price being as low, but Arrowhead looks
It's also
good.
I think a property as well. Like I doubt property in Kansas City is as expensive as it is like other places.
That's
Probably
true.
brings it up.
That's
Like
true.
MetLife is one of the most expensive stadiums, probably because it's in fucking like right by New York. I mean, it's in New Jersey, but it's still right near New York. So
Yeah.
probably brings the price a lot fucking more.
I like how you have it as a green background, Ryan, and it's when the Giants are painted on the field.
Oh yeah. Well, I wanted to share it up, so I have like for Steven, Jason, and you, I have it where it's the Giants blue background, but for me, Matthew, and Price, I have it Jets green. So I wanted to divvy up the thing. I will say for SoFi, it's just got the Rams blue as their background because the SoFi Stadium logo is basically Chargers blue. So I couldn't make it Chargers blue logo background. But yeah, I have honestly no qualms with this slide at all.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Like, even though I think both me and Jason have MetLife much higher, I don't really have problems with putting it low because I totally get y'all's point on why you don't like it. What's weird is for me, it's actually why I kind of do like it because it's simple, but it finds a way to not be like hideous.
Yeah. So, I will say it probably is the best stadium to eat a bowl of cereal in. Like if you need to have like a giant bowl of cereal, that's the most bowl shaped. So go in there, you could eat some good like free pebbles out of that shit.
Why didn't you Photoshop you eating a bowl of cereal?
I should have. I don't know why. Give me about 3 hours and I'll do that. And I'll
and a Photoshop subscription.
Yes.
But yeah, I totally see what you're saying, Ryan.
I feel like MetLife would be pretty easy too to eat some cereal out of.
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's what he's talking about.
I thought you were talking about Gillette.
No, Gillette would be awful. There's a hole in it.
No, yeah,
it's the hole where the
your milk would like spread out on the sides. Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
When also there's where the lighthouse is. There's the bridge. There's a literal hole in the stadium, so it wouldn't hold any cereal milk at all. It'd be one of the worst stadiums to hold cereal in.
All right.
That's what I'm going to base all my rankings from now on. How well does it hold cereal?
Well, that's going to change a lot of things then.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, Superdome, great.
Well, if you take the top off, yeah.
Get cereal inside of it.
Yeah.
It's like a Tupperware container.
You'd have trouble accessing it because it's all covered up.
I mean, the Falcons would be number one for like the domes.
Oh, you can just open it up, have your little retractable cereal lid.
Yeah, you just like slide it. Yeah, that would like shear it.
I feel like the State Farm or the Cardinals Stadium would be the biggest, because it's not as sharp edges, so you can easily get the bowl shaped while also having the retractable roof. Oh, perfect.
Everybody get ready for the cereal stadium ranking later on.
Yep. We're doing that next.
We're doing that next season, maybe. All right. Let's move on to number 25. All right. Oh. I know some people are not going to be happy with me putting State Farm here. I already knew that. So I have State Farm Stadium. Ryan has Acrisure Stadium, the Steelers. Jason and Tyler both have TIAA Bank, and Matthew has Paycor,
Which is Bengals.
which is the Bengals, yeah. And the price is Raymond James.
Yeah, Raymond James. Oh,
Go
go ahead. I'll say Raymond James is $362 million.
Yeah, so Raymond James, of course, being the Buccaneers Stadium, but we got to remember has a pirate ship.
You about to say, and wait, that's going to factor in a lot in all of our rankings.
Yes.
We're
Spoiler
big Tampa
alert.
Bay fans here.
Yeah, the only real problem with this slide I have is Steven's ranking.
Oh yeah, I want you to go to the hyperlink for sure because the Cardinals have one of my favorite interiors.
The interior's very good.
It's phenomenal.
I'll click on it. Hold on 1 second. There we go.
And then yeah, but I mean like it's like the whole big red area, and look at that, it's just so like clean. I love the roof and everything. It's just
Jim
have
is
that-
more of a exterior like looking good kind of guy.
Oh yeah. Well, so the thing is, what made it bump it up for me? If you go back to, or we can see here, you can see how it's kind of has like a little it's not even, not a complete dome. It has this little cool cardinal thing on it. Apparently,
that one.
it's designed to be like a snake coiling around like a cactus or something, or a cactus flower. And so that's the
Yeah.
whole like design aspect, which makes it seem cooler to me because it's like Arizona. It's kind of cool. It has that like area desert thing. They don't do a great job of representing that, but
No, yeah, that was my whole thing. Is honestly the interior's great. I just my thing is, as I said before, if it's an indoor stadium, I'm going to be overly critical of how the exterior looks. And for me, I want to go back to the actual PowerPoint.
well, here real quick, Steven. Well,
Hold on. Well, since I'm explaining my thing real quick, so I mean, here you can't even tell the whole snake thing, like what you're talking about. Like I would.
what's
never,
that cardinal head?
I see the cardinal head. Yeah.
That's the end of the snake.
Yeah, but I'm saying like you can't
Yeah.
see it wrapping around from like
Gotcha.
a normal view like this. To me, it just looks like a dome that isn't even in any way, and it's just weirdly shaped.
That's
so
true.
I just don't like that for me personally.
I got you.
So that was the whole reason that it got pulled down. It probably, I mean, like I said before, we even were recording. For me personally, if especially all the stuff past like the bottom 3 and the top 5. Any of those could get rearranged a bunch of different ways because of all the different variables. But just when I did it, this is where the Cardinals ended up. So
another thing I think that's cool at the Cardinal Stadium is I think it's real grass, and because of that, so that it gets like the full sunlight and everything, they actually will roll the field outside of the stadium. Like you see the picture, like under the link right here, Steven. You see that one on the right and on that one. Yeah, they roll the field outside from underneath the stadium to like let it grow in the sunlight. Which I think is pretty cool.
It's cool, except when they fuck it up for the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah.
That was the thing. I mean, it made sense. It made sense to do the Super Bowl at the Cardinals Stadium, just because of being able to move the field out and stuff. It's just they ended up fucking that up, but the idea was there, and then obviously they're gonna go with indoor stadiums every time at this point for Super Bowls.
Because it's like February and crap. You have to have an indoor stadium.
You don't want elements to be a big factor in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit!
Oh, there's Stephen and Megan.
Yeah,
They're ranked number 24 on our stadium list.
damn! I deserve to at least be top 5.
Real quick, I really hate that it's not Heinz Field anymore. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, there's some of these that I really don't like the name change.
So how do y'all feel about Paycor being here? By the way, Paycor Stadium.
That's If it had cool orange like striped seats or some shit, it would elevate it so much farther. But that has gray seats and everything.
I could not agree more. They've got the orange and black colors that look really good. They could have done something like maybe like the lower level is the main color, and then like the secondary level is
they also
like
could
black.
have just done like stripes too, because I mean, surely that's not like
hard stripes would be really cool.
And you see here on the other 4 outdoor stadiums or other 3 outdoor stadiums in the slide, each of them has colored seats with the team colors, and it looks so much better. Comparison. I know I put Acrisure below Bengals just because I like the design of Bengals more, but still, it would have improved it so much more with those colored seats. It makes the stadium pop so much more.
Yep.
Are we ready to move on?
Yeah.
All right. 24. Okay. Ryan and Jason both have the Caesars Superdome here.
The double pimple boys. It's like a
Uh,
fucking pimple.
then I've got Bank of America Stadium, the Panthers Stadium. Matthew's got Acrisure. Tyler's got Gillette Stadium, and then the price at this point is M&T. So what's up?
And
with
that
M&T?
is $410 million.
Okay.
So it's like $50 million more expensive than the Buccaneers was.
All right. So how we feeling?
Don't really have any issues with the slide other than the Bank of America.
Yeah, they let Bank
Okay.
of America still
I was
low.
about to say, I was like, what do you mean? Because I remember you had Bank
Yeah.
of America pretty
Well, that's the
high.
thing. Well, that's the thing. Matthew's already done it, so you have a little bit of slight there, Steven, because it's fine.
He took
You have it too
pressure
low,
off.
but Matthew had it lower. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I fully still just think this is way too low for Bank of America. Those colors are great. The design is really cool.
I will say this picture does it a lot of justice. The video that we watched, I think, made it look a lot worse.
Well, why don't you click on the hyperlink and let's look at some more pictures of it.
Yeah, but this definitely, I mean, it definitely looks better here. Let's see. See, all of this looks so much better.
Those are all pictures of the stadium, Steven.
I know,
So-
I know, but I mean, like his picture, it was more like the faded blue. It didn't
yeah.
like the picture he had was more faded.
I mean,
Like-
just look at the picture that was second to the right when it's
This one,
yeah.
that looks pretty sweet. That
Yeah.
looks pretty sweet right there. And definitely, if I had considered for this one, if I had considered like the surrounding area, it'd probably get ranked higher.
And
So-
don't forget, they also have the sweet panther eyes at the field level.
Yeah, that actually is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It has like two panther eyes staring at you.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know if I particularly am a big fan of the stadium part around it here. I don't know what it is about it that I don't really like. It's just something about the shape. And then the blue, some reason that particular blue I don't think looks good for seating. I think it's just a
I
little
love it.
too. It's for me personally, it's a little too
Yeah,
much.
I love that
I can
color,
totally
shade of
see
blue.
why people like it though. Like I prefer more of a darker blue for at least seating and stuff. So.
Yeah, I don't have it ranked like super high. But
Oh yeah, me neither. It's
I think y'all
do
kind of
feel
have it. Y'all kind of have it somewhere in the middle. I think.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
which I think
Like-
is fair. So
you're also going to catch a lot more trash talk from us because Matthew's not here to get trash
Yeah,
talk.
defend
to
it's
you.
almost like I said that before. Like, oh no,
Yeah.
why is Matthew like Matthew needs to be here to catch some of the hatred from instead of me.
I mean, for the most part, though, I mean, we haven't really had any new stadiums on here for a
No.
little bit. I mean, besides the Bengals, but I mean,
Yeah, it's going to change here in just a few seconds, I bet.
All right, so let's move on to number 23. Okay.
Yeah. There
there's
we
the new
go.
one.
Yeah,
There's two new ones actually in our rankings.
So I want to say I was very close on the price for Bank of America Stadium.
Yeah.
So we got Bank of America Stadium for the price. I picked TIAA Bank. Obviously, it's the Jaguars. They've got the pool. That pulled it up a lot because otherwise, the same thing with the Panthers. I don't like that particular blue, the way it looks for the seating for me personally. But the pool pulled it up a lot, and I like the exterior around it a lot better. And then we've got Ryan's got Arrowhead, Jason's got Acrisure, Matthew has Soldier Field, which of course is the Bears Stadium, yeah, and
Yep.
then
yeah.
and then M&T Bank for Tyler. So what do y'all want to start?
Well, I would say the price of the Bank of America was $469 million. So it increased by about $59 million over the Ravens Stadium.
Okay.
So
Um,
I just want to say for my ranking, the surrounding area for Acrisure is like one of the best in my opinion, but the stadium is just so ugly. I couldn't put it any higher.
I definitely feel like if I was sitting over in this area across from the bridge,
Hmm.
I would give it some credit because this bridge in this area looks really good. So if you're sitting over here, it would
You
look
have a
really good.
perfect view.
Yeah, you have a perfect view, but then you're also sitting on the end zone side, which I hate. So I wouldn't actually like to sit there.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, I'm the one who created this PowerPoint, so I've seen all these stadiums a fuck ton in the past like 2 days. I probably would actually rank the Chiefs, the Arrowhead Stadium, higher than I did right here. This is my initial ranking, like 3 days ago. Probably would put it higher now that I've seen all of them so much. I just at the time put it there.
Yeah.
It's just because it's because y'all are in that intense battle for the highest decibels at a stadium. You know.
That's true.
Yeah,
It's a unique shape though.
Yeah, I really like the shape of it. I've got it ranked pretty high
Mm-hmm.
on mine.
You got it ranked really high.
Some reason I
I
also
don't agree with how high it is for you, but I think it should be higher than 23 probably.
some reason I also like the steps here and the Chiefs logo. Like it's simple but elegant.
What does
So,
the surrounding area look like, Steven? Look on the link. Because if it's, I mean, obviously it looks pretty shit right there. That's just parking lots though. So
That's all it is. It's
yeah,
surrounded.
about to say.
by
So there you go. I'm fine with that. Brings it down for sure. Then the stadium itself, school, the surrounding area sucks. It looks
You
like.
know, it's got one of the worst surrounding areas.
To be fair, it probably
there's a good one right down there.
where hill here.
Yep.
Yeah, no, never mind. That sucks. Okay, I'm fine. I'm honestly okay. Probably should be a little bit higher, but I'm not. I don't think it should be top half because that surrounding area sucks.
Yeah, they have some of the worst surrounding areas for sure.
I do think I mean it makes sense because you got to think about they probably have to leave a lot of room for parking because everybody's going.
It's Kansas City and there's nothing there anyway. So
Yeah, I mean,
Kansas City.
It'd be flat ground regardless if it was parking lots or not. And I don't have Soldier Field super high, but I don't think it should be.
I think it's
low.
unique. Yeah, I think it's cool and unique and stuff.
Yeah, I like.
Yeah.
It almost looks like sweets on the top up there, and
So
it might be. I don't actually know.
So y'all kind of like how it kind of has this cut in it right here.
Yeah, I like unique stadiums, like
Yeah. But I do think one thing that doesn't help it is I'm not a big fan of the area around it. Like seeing it from an external view, like walking up, I think this wouldn't be all that attractive to see personally. So I don't think I have Soldier Field that much higher. I don't remember where I have.
Oh, I don't have it that much higher either. I don't think, but it's still unique and cool.
All right, let's move on to number 22. Okay, I know I'm gonna get some shit for this one.
Yeah, you
That's
are.
just stupid, Steven.
All right, so
and we'll go ahead and give the podcast audience the reasoning behind you not liking it. That helps out more. You told us that.
Let's go through what everybody's got here first.
Oh, yeah.
So I've got Lucas Oil Stadium, which of course is the Colts Stadium. And then Ryan's got Gillette, Jason's got Ford Field, Matthew's got MetLife. Tyler also has Ford Field. And then at this point, we've got the price of FedEx, which means it's way overpriced.
$474 million. It's $5 million more expensive than the Bank of America Panther Stadium.
Okay. All right. Y'all want me to get into it now? Okay.
Yeah.
So, this is another thing where I said a lot of the ones kind of in the middle here from like the mid 20s all the way down to probably like the top 10 when you get into the top 10 is they could all go just any which way. The interior is amazing and we'll show a picture of that here in a second. But Lucas Oil, the biggest problem I have with it is some reason I didn't like the shape and I couldn't figure out why. Then I remembered that I worked in a building before I, of course, was sponsored by Dubby. My last job. My last job.
Your new job is Dubby Peddler?
Well, my previous job, I worked in a building that looked almost exactly like this, and I hated working in that building. So I think just subconsciously that was just in my head. So I just don't like the shape. So
I think it works perfectly because Indianapolis, not a very exciting looking city. You can see behind it. I mean, I know that's not the main part of it probably, but like it's not the most exciting surroundings. It's just that stadium. They made it work to the surroundings. Like it looks industrial and like kind of
that's
cool.
I have it ranked so high
because it's like
it looks like it belongs.
It's like steampunky almost, like in that like it's just like industrial grit type of fucking shit. Like we're an oil stadium. It's like that.
No, this is one that I have ranked low or ranked way high, I guess would be the right word. In like the late 20s, while y'all have got it like in like the top 10. I don't really have problems with y'all having it there though, because I totally see why people like it. Just for me, I just don't.
Yeah.
But
click on the interior.
Yeah, we've got to check out the interior for this one because the interior is like if you only were considering the interior, it's got to be like top 10. Cool. Like look how clean that looks, man. And they've got the Jumbotron. And then they've got the little banners for the Colts up here.
And the giant window.
It seems to me, Steven, for sure, your rankings are 100% exterior outweighs interior.
Yes,
it seems, because
if it's one that is an indoor stadium, I'm gonna consider that more for sure, because the interior is like I said, it's a top 10 right here. This picture shows everything so perfectly. So, all right. What else? What else do we want to say about this? Let's go back.
It's great.
Yeah, pretty much everything else on this slide I'm cool with.
I feel like we've already kind of discussed all of these. Yeah. All right. Let's move on to 21. Okay. So 3 people agreed, and then the other 2 agreed on something else. So we've got NRG Stadium for both me, Matthew, and Tyler, which is the Texans Stadium. And then Ryan and Jason agreed on Paycor, the Bengals Stadium. And then Ryan's about to get into it, I'm sure. The price, we're now at Acrisure, the Steelers Stadium.
Yeah. Acrisure Stadium was $483 million. So that is a $9 million increase from FedEx Field.
So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and get my spill out on this slide. How are y'all going to rank NRG above Paycor, seeing them side by side?
Mm-hmm. So I wanted to. I mean, I know Matthew did it. Matthew put Paycor already, I think. Or was it Steven?
Matthew put Paycor already.
Yeah. So Steven and Tyler, is it just bias, or do you actually think that NRG is worse than Paycor?
No, looking at this, I probably would move them around.
Yeah.
I probably would.
Yeah.
But NRG here, this was one that probably when I was going through the list, I was looking at, I think I had them, I'd looked at it and Colts right next to each other and just made sure to put them next to each other because I feel about the same way. Because the interior for the Texans Stadium looks pretty decent too, but probably not as good as the Colts. But then the exterior for me is at least in the shape that's a little bit different from the building that I used to work in that I hate, so it got moved up. So
I don't like NRG as much as the Colts Stadium. It's not. I don't think it's 21 level bad, but
I don't like. I think mine is probably within the next 5 slides. I have it, but
I don't know. I can't remember where mine is.
I don't. I can't. I couldn't let it slide with them being on the same slide as each other.
And as I want to say with the whole bias thing, I understand y'all's point, but I really am mostly just indifferent to both the Colts and the Texans. It's really only the Jaguars I hate, which I think I was very fair to the Jaguars with what their stadium is. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, no, that I can agree with where you had the Jags.
I will say it is. I just don't notice now that you say that, Steven, all 3 of your divisional rivals didn't even break the top 20 for your rankings.
Yeah, but I mean, I wasn't even really considering that, I swear.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would actually love to go to a Colts game in Indianapolis, just because I would just keep my eyes shut on the way in, and then once I'm in there, just ta-da, it's beautiful. All right.
Just ignore the outside completely.
Exactly. Somehow just walk in blindly.
I was just saying, to get someone to take you in while you're blindfolded to your seats, so you'd be okay.
I'll do it, Steven. I'll just throw it over my shoulder like fireman's carry style, you know?
Yeah, I appreciate this slide because obviously I did hyperlinks for everything in case we needed to look at additional pictures. This one was a very easy slide to do.
Let's see Paycor's surroundings. Because I know this is a pretty aerial view. I want to see Paycor's surroundings.
All right. Let's see if we can get a good...
So you can see in the third picture.
Yeah, the third picture was really good.
Third picture had the skyline in the background.
Wait, this one?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not as bad. It's better than the others.
The lighting looks really good at night.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
The thing is, I made sure... Go ahead, Jason.
Yeah, I would say the surroundings make it look way better, but the stadium itself is just so bland.
All about those gray seats. If they weren't fucking gray seats, it'd be so much better.
Yep.
But the gray seats bring it down. Yeah, and I will say for all the pictures we chose, I picked all the pictures. Most of them are daytime pictures, except for one. Because I wanted to make it as equal as possible. Because when you make it nighttime, all these lights and shit, it just looks so exuberant and way better than it actually is sometimes. So I wanted to put the daytime pictures for all of us. I will say the one team that's at nighttime is Seahawks, and I wasn't being biased. It just happens that was the only non-watermarked photo that was at nighttime, or that was at
To be fair, I think most of us have Seahawks pretty high, and when we did our rankings individually, it was looking at it from a daytime perspective.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
Yes.
Okay. Let's move on back to the PowerPoint. There's me
Oh,
and
there
Megan
he is
again.
Oh, cuties.
All right.
I think next slide.
Next slide. All right. Rank number 20. All right. Here's where I have Soldier Field for the Bears.
Here's where I have Paycor.
Tyler has Paycor.
Two introductions, two new ones.
Yeah, Ryan has brought in Lambeau Field, which we've already seen the price for it, but we haven't seen anybody rank it yet. Then Jason's got Levi's Stadium, which is the 49ers Stadium, right?
Yeah.
And then Matthew did State Farm, and the price is Cleveland Browns.
And Cleveland Browns Stadium is $529 million. That is a almost 50 million increase from the Steelers Stadium.
Still sucks in my opinion, but it's just because I don't like the Cleveland Browns colors in general. So
we're going back to our stadiums you can eat cereal out of really well. I think Lambeau fits in that pretty well too. Not as much as MetLife probably, but
you have to worry about these few little little
like
slots.
Soldier Field would be awful, and so would Paycor. Both of those would be awful cereal bowls. Same with Levi.
But Levi.
Now Levi would be awful too.
Soldier Field, you'd have to put your mouth right here. So
the problem is it has two of them.
Yeah, there's two of them on each side. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, you just have to tilt it one way to whichever slot you're on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I, for the most part, am okay with this slide, other than Matthew having State Farm that low.
I'm surprised, also considering you, I know probably didn't factor in, but since you like the 49ers a lot, Jason, that you had Levi so low. I think it's a pretty interesting stadium.
It's interesting, but something about it, I just don't like the way it's shaped. I don't know what it is. I want to like it because I do like the 49ers, but I don't like the stadium.
I will say, I mean, as I said before, with these stadiums, there's so many things to factor in. There's always a few things that you're like, something just doesn't sit right with me for this one.
Yep.
You just can't quite put your finger on it.
And
I totally get it.
I'm sitting here looking at it, and I see what might have brought it down so much for me, and that being, it looks like it's on stilts.
I was about to say that. I was about to say that too, because looking right here is
the exterior isn't great, honestly.
Yeah, I think if they had done something different with it, it probably would have been a lot higher for me. It probably would have been in the top 10, but I think it's the fact that it looks like it's on stilts and being held up.
Yeah.
The red seating looks really good. I like the red.
Yeah.
And I'll go ahead and say since I'm introducing Lambeau into the thing. It's nice. I mean, it's classic, but it's boring.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot to it, really.
No. I get it. You don't want to change it because it's Lambeau Field. It's the oldest field in the entire
it's a classic.
NFL. It's a classic.
Yeah.
I don't care about classics that much, I'll be honest. I'm not a very sentimental person when it comes to classic stuff.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we all have it ranked higher than this, but it's...
just wait for old fucking Packer fan who's not here.
I know.
We would have all given him a hard time about that one. By the way, shout out to Ryan's dog Ember for stretching really big in the background. Just
She's just showing her crotch right now. She does have a head too, but she's just fully sprawled out right now.
She does have it.
Fully sprawled out.
Oh wait, hold on.
There she is.
There she is. Yeah, cutie. Hey, give us a like if you like dogs and you like Ember.
Yeah. All of us, either ourselves or my girlfriend have dogs. So.
I mean, Tyler has a dog.
Yeah.
Hey, you do have dogs, don't you, Tyler? I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So all of us have dogs.
Yeah, we all
like dogs.
Where's your dog, Jason?
My dog, she's on the couch.
There we go. There's another dog. Boom.
She kind of blends in with the couch a little bit.
Yeah, she does.
All right, let's move on to number 19. All right, so me and Tyler both had Paycor back to back. So I've got Paycor on this slide. Ryan and Tyler both have Soldier Field. We got a new one. We've got Jason introduced Lincoln Financial Field, which is the Eagles Field. Then we've got the Cleveland Browns Stadium for Matthew, and at this point we now have the price for the Titans Stadium, Nissan Stadium.
Nissan, which actually is also $529 million, the same as the Browns. Obviously, I rounded to the nearest million. So there's probably one that's slightly more expensive than the other, but I didn't write that down. So basically, Nissan Stadium and the Brown Stadium are the exact same price.
I'm glad our stadium, in my opinion, is a lot better based
Yes.
on that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You can see them right here. You got Browns versus Nissan on this slide. So
I know y'all might have some problems with Paycor considering what we've already passed for me and Tyler, but other than that, I feel like this slide's pretty fair. I don't think
Paycor should be top 20.
No, well that's fair.
Yeah.
And I'll just say, Lincoln Financial being where it's at, it reminds me a lot of Levi Stadium, so I put them very close to each other. And once again, it has like stilts on the outside. It's like those like X's holding it up.
Mm-hmm.
I want to let's go and look at some additional pictures of Lincoln Financial since we're just now seeing it. So yeah, this is just kind of around the edges. That little awning is kind of cool though.
It's like eagle wings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it obviously I had it ranked one higher than Levi Stadium. I like something about it just a little bit more than I like about Levi.
Hold on, Steven. Did you see the fucking the title of the thing you clicked on? The picture. Goat Nose, the second one on the second row. The weekend concert death. Man dies after accidental fall in Lincoln Financial Field.
To be fair, that's exactly what I expect from Philadelphia. So, you know.
God.
I didn't even. Yeah, I was.
Yeah, I was like, oh God, that is a bad headline right there.
Well, you know, it is what it is. But this picture right here, that looks pretty sweet if it wasn't blurry.
Yeah.
Like the whole like green for the night. I hate when the pictures are all blurry like that.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping I'd see another nighttime picture, but not one like that. Oh, there you go. That kind of looks cool.
Yeah, they kind of put their fucking title over the cool parts, though.
Oh yeah, where you can't actually see it, but that's pretty sweet. Just the rest of the time, not at night, that probably just looks kind of crappy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I have it much higher, honestly. It's not great. It's not that amazing.
Okay, let's move on to number 18. Okay, both Matthew and I have M&T Bank next. Then we've got Ryan's got Levi's Stadium. Jason has Soldier Field. Tyler has Bank of America Stadium, and then the price is Gillette Stadium.
And Gillette is worth $549 million, which is $20 million more than the Nissan and the Browns. I don't really have an issue with this stadium. Obviously, I know I put M&T Bank a lot lower, and I had Bank of America higher, but I'm not mad about either of like late teens or either of those.
You know, this slide is the first one that I'm like fully on board with, other than like the very first slide with it all being FedEx Field.
Yeah.
Of course, no one was gonna have a problem with that one. I don't think.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think this is fine.
No new ones, I don't think.
Yeah, number 30 was the only time we all agreed. The closest we got after that was the one where you had three of y'all had Energy and two of us had Paycor.
Yeah.
After that, we don't really agree much anymore.
No.
Except for like maybe the top like 5, we agree somewhat.
Yeah. No, once we get a few more slides, it's gonna be just new hyperlinks on every single page.
Yep.
Because it's like
yeah, we're just moving along in the middle with.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on to 17. Okay.
I'll go Triple Eagle.
All right, we got Lincoln Financial Field for both me, Ryan, and Tyler. And then Jason has Bank of America Stadium. Matthew has Ford Field. And the price is Lumen Field, which I thought was pretty low considering how good the Seahawks Stadium is, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yep. And Lumen is $609 million. So it's $60 million increase from Gillette.
Only $60 more. They did real good.
But yeah. So we're over half. I mean, we already were, but we're we're way over the $500 million mark on stadium prices now.
I only have one issue at this slide, and that being Ford Field. I think it's a little too high.
Well, get ready.
Yeah, I know Ryan has it pretty high.
Yeah, my Ford Field hasn't even showed up yet.
Yeah, my biggest thing with Ford Field, in my opinion, is just the logo being on the top here. The curve I don't really like, and it's just white at the top.
See, I just like indoor stadiums. They're cool.
No,
I prefer. You'll see that for sure.
Your team indoor
I'm team indoor for sure. Even though my except for like I think one out of my top 5 is not indoor.
Yeah, probably the Seahawks, right?
I'm in my top 5. But I don't want to spoil anything. Continue on.
Okay. I was gonna say before we move on, let's actually look at some since Lumen Field is the first time showing here.
I'm down.
Look at it.
It's great. It's a great stadium. I went there in
Yeah.
2018. It's phenomenal. They obviously back then it was CenturyLink, but yeah, they got the little things on top that accentuate the loudness. They've got a great city background view.
It looks so good. Like it looks like a bridge.
Yeah,
Like
and
the
then look at
stadium's
like
a
a side
bridge.
view, Steven, where you can see between the two things,
Wait, right here.
or like the other side. It might be actually the picture on this PowerPoint showed it, but there right there. That one you just hovered over that.
This one.
And there's the Hawk's Nest. That's the Hawk's Nest right there.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
it's
that's
special seating right there. It's really cool. Because it's like a really open.
Stadium. The stadium was also featured in The Last of Us, Part 2.
Is it?
Yeah, isn't that where you are?
Oh, maybe. I'm probably true completely. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's that, and then it has a great view of the background of the city as well. I will say the one issue having been to, CenturyLink back, 5 years ago. I don't know if they've changed it since. The fucking what are they called? The big boards, the video jumbotrons. Thank you. I couldn't remember the word. Jumbotrons are shit. There's one like really vertical one on top of Hawk's Nest, and there's one
here.
like that's the back of a jumbotron, and there's one skinny one on the other side of the stadium.
Is that it?
It's like the thing is, it's like a little bit below that, but yeah,
Oh, okay.
basically there. At least when I was there, they might have changed it since it became Lumen Field. I don't know, but that was my biggest issue with Seahawks
I think it was
Stadium.
the same thing in the video. I mean, that video wasn't too old, was it? The video that you sent, I think they mentioned the jumbotrons as well.
I did that, yeah.
Yeah, the video was like made like early last year, so
yeah, it was. I made sure to get
recent.
But yeah, so there's that's the main issue I had with Lumen Field is the jumbotrons.
Yeah, like we said, we were just showing Lumen Field since it's being introduced by the price. We definitely all have it at least a little bit higher than this. So
yeah.
Okay, moving on to number 16.
Ooh, we got a new introduction. Well, 2 technically with price, but.
All right, so I actually like Lambeau Field a decent bit. That's why I've got it here. Even though it's kind of simple, it's simple in a way that still looks good. I like the entry area over here. It looks really good in my opinion. And my thing with the seating is if it's going to have a color, make sure it looks good. At least it's kind of just simple. Then we've got Ryan's got the Bank of America Stadium. Jason's got NRG. Matthew has now brought in AT&T Stadium, which is the Cowboys Stadium. Tyler has State Farm Stadium, and the price is the Broncos Stadium.
And the Broncos Stadium is $625 million, which is like $16 million more than Seahawks.
Yeah.
Yep. They're in the midst of doing over $100 million worth of renovations this offseason. So
this is a great picture of Empower Field, by the way.
They made me change. I'll be honest. My first one I had was really shit, and they made me change it rightfully so.
This picture is way better than the one that you did have.
It perfectly shows the opening, and you can see the Broncos logo.
It's a really cool field. That's another one where I know I haven't ranked it yet. That's another one in Power Field where if I'd done it again, I would have ranked it higher than I did. I will say, fucking Matthew having AT&T this low is kind of criminal.
Yeah,
I feel like the Cowboy Stadium is one of the best.
When I was going through it, I was kind of almost annoyed that I was gonna have to rank the Cowboys Stadium so high because I think I have it.
Oh, I hate the Cowboys. Yeah, but the stadium's great.
Yeah, the design looks really good. The opening here looks really good. Let's look at some pictures of AT&T. I think I have it on here. There it is. So, I mean, the seating is somewhat simple, but the jumbotron in the
Jumbotron. I'm so envious.
Yeah, that's a great location for it. Probably not great for punters because they're probably worried they're going to hit it. But maybe it's high enough that it wouldn't have. Yeah. But I also like that they didn't go. I mean, they kept the seating somewhat simple, but this just looks so good with the window at the top across the curve. And it just looks good to me. So I definitely have it much higher.
Yeah.
Let's go back to stadiums. What? Anybody got anything else to say about any of these?
No,
I already kind of made my spiel about Lambeau being this high, but
yeah. I'm saying you're the second. You're only the second lowest out of all of us. Jason and Tyler haven't even had their Lambo yet. I don't think, have they?
No.
Mine's
Oh,
mine's
yeah.
coming up
I
pretty
thought
soon.
y'all already had y'all's.
No, it's only been me.
Okay.
No, mine is within the next few slides, I think.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to number 15. Okay. So I've now brought in my own team. I think 15 for my own team with a tiny bit of bias that's going to be there, of course. I think 15 is being fair. Then Ryan has Empower Field at at Mile High, the Broncos Stadium. Jason's got MetLife, which I know Ryan's going to have problems with. And then Matthew and Tyler both have Levi's, and the price we're at State Farm.
Yeah, State Farm is $686 million. So it's the cheapest of the indoors. And that is a $61 million increase on Empower.
Okay. Go ahead, Ryan.
Once again, like I said in the last slide, if I had to do it again, I would rank Empower much higher. Probably like top 10, honestly. I just, the time put it there. But I would change it now.
That probably helped you on the whole capitalist thing that we'll get into later. The stats.
Yeah, probably.
You price wise.
Yeah, fucking. I mean, I obviously have an issue with MetLife being this high. I'm sure Tyler agrees with me. It's just so fucking boring to be in the top half. Does not deserve it. But don't you worry, because another little fucker put it even higher than this, and so we're gonna wait for that spiel. A little later.
You're gonna wait to give me a hard time instead.
Well, I'm giving Jason a hard time right now for putting it in the top 15, but you put it even fucking higher. So
okay,
yeah, that's like I have an issue with Nissan Stadium being this high, but everybody has it higher than this besides me. So
the fact that we have, I know I put it higher, but the fact we have Nissan, Empower, and MetLife on the same fucking screen annoys me.
No, I'll say my thing with Nissan is what's helped it is it's an outdoor stadium, so I can't be as critical of the exterior in my opinion, just because of them having to make it indoor. And then the red and blue look of it, especially like this picture is such a good picture of Nissan Stadium. It's giving it probably way too much credit. I just love Nissan.
It's about the same caliber as the Empower Field picture, I'd say.
Yeah.
But I mean, y'all surround it's phenomenal. We got the skyline in the background of Nashville, which is a great skyline, honestly.
You go across the bridge.
And, there's a little bridge. There's the river. Like, Nissan's a really cool stadium.
Yeah, I love the location of Nissan Stadium, right in the middle of Nashville. So, all right, let's move on to number 14. Okay. I know people are gonna have problems with me putting high mark here too.
Yeah, what the fuck, Steve?
See,
yeah.
Okay.
But fair, y'all are gonna have a problem with me putting TIA this high too, probably, which is fine. But
so I've got Highmark Stadium, the Bills Stadium at number 14. Ryan's got TIAA Bank, Jaguars. Jason's got Lambeau Field up here, the Packers. Matthew has Caesar Superdome, the Saints Stadium at 14, which I find crazy. I'd love to ask him about that, but motherfucker wouldn't wake up.
Yeah.
Tyler's got Hard Rock Stadium, the Dolphins Stadium, which is the first time we've seen it other than the price a long time ago. And then Ford Field is the price for this one.
And Ford is worth $727 million, which is like a $50 million increase from, or $40 million increase from Phoenix. Or
not the company though, just the stadium.
Yeah, just the stadium. Yeah, this is. I think I have the most issues with this slide since so far out of any of the slides.
I was gonna say the same thing.
All right. So let me explain my reasoning. So I actually like the simple design for the Bills Stadium here. It's simple, but it's still like it's not bad to look at. Like you walk up to it, you're gonna be fine with the way it looks. I think just looking at the side view. And then it's also the blue and red seating looks good. And go ahead.
I didn't realize this until we're doing this today. I didn't realize you have fucking Highmark over Nissan. Like if you like the red and blue, Nissan you had below fucking Highmark, which has way more red and blue on it, and it's your own fucking team too.
I'm gonna build the ugliest stadium in the world and put blue and red seats in it and see what Steven thinks about
But
it.
don't put too much, or he won't like it.
No, so I don't know. It's something about the simplicity of it. It actually just ranked it that high because it's for me simple is better in most cases. If you try to go too far into it and it just becomes too complicated, I'm not gonna like it.
See, I think the exact opposite for NFL stadiums. They have so much fucking money. They should be the most extravagant fucking things ever.
Also,
Like,
the more I'm sitting here looking at it, look at the fucking sidewalks outside the stadium.
Sidewalks
yeah,
pretty
what
fucked
is
up.
that?
Sidewalks pretty fucked up.
Like, what is that?
So yeah, we can move on from Steven now. He's bad at it. Now y'all, you know, I assume y'all. I know y'all all 100% disagree with me.
I'll respect that y'all think I have a bad take. I totally
yeah.
get it. I totally get it.
Well, I think we all think each other have bad takes on this slide, probably.
Yeah, Ryan has TIAA too high. I get they have the infinity pool.
Yeah,
It's
that's the
really
reason.
Cool. It's really cool. Don't get me wrong.
It's like one tiny part of the stadium.
Well,
though.
so it's
You can't
yeah,
give it
there's
that much.
But also, it's like right on the fucking ocean almost. That's not the ocean, is it? Is that the bay? What is Jacksonville's not even? Is Jacksonville on the coast? What is that water? Click on the link.
Okay.
What is that water?
I'm about to say, because Jacksonville's landlocked, isn't it?
Oh yeah, look at that. There's
Look at
nice
that. See, look
pictures
at
of
that
the-
shit.
But
That's
it's
cool.
not. It's also not in a good place, in my opinion. The stadium, which is part
Great
of why.
jumbo-
There you go.
Tron?
The first picture's got you the aerial shot, which you were trying
Yeah,
to
there
find
it goes.
out.
First picture, Steven.
Very
First
first.
one. That
It's
looks
like
like
a
a
river.
river.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Totally.
Jacksonville's inland. I don't think it's on the coast.
I don't know.
So,
I
yeah.
have trouble with the geography of Florida for sure.
Yeah.
It's too big.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cool fucking stadium, you know?
I just
The
if
infinity
they
pool.
had like 10 infinity pools in their stadium, I would have ranked it higher. But it's just one.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, I probably would
I
have
do
swapped
like the
this in
concept.
Tower for sure, but
I like the concept of going to an NFL game with your swimsuit on.
yeah. They didn't have an entire section of just pools. A wave pool.
Oh, there's
Then a
another
lazy
good-
river.
There's another good picture of the pool right there.
It's not very big. Like
No, not at all.
there's like what 15 people in there.
It's also not a great area to actually see the game. 'cause you're
Yeah,
in the
that's
zone.
that's my big thing. That's one thing that I don't like about the Buccaneers Stadium too. Is even though it's got the pirate ship, it's not in a good place to watch the game.
Yeah.
So, okay, let me go back to the actual PowerPoint here.
I
All
just can't believe Matthew has the Superdome that high.
Yeah,
It's-
that's fucking stupid.
No,
we would be ripping him apart if he was here.
Yeah, this is the whole reason he's not here. I'm convinced. So
And Tyler has Hard Rock too.
That's way too low.
Eh.
Hard Rock's so fucking cool, dude.
I can't say way too low because
Well,
I
it's-
don't actually remember exactly where I have it. I don't. It
I
might
think
be. In,
we-
I
I
think
think
we
eight.
all have it
I
in
think-
top 10.
I think you, me, and Steven will have it number 8. Spoiler alert, but
So here's Hard Rock from the inside.
it just
Yeah,
it
it's
looks
great.
so good.
It,
It
looks
looks
so good.
Uh-huh.
And the seating is great. You know, I'm a big seating guy.
and they have this the added shade on the top now. It's great.
I've always liked the Dolphins' colors too. That,
Mhm.
like,
Same.
yeah,
It's
that
some of my favorite
tealish
colors in the
color.
NFL.
Okay, let's go back. There's me,
Oh,
Megan
yeah.
again. There's me
All right,
just
and then-
showing up for a second.
Honestly, with Lambo, obviously, I put it lower, but that's the one I have the least issue with out of the other 3. So
Yeah, this is definitely our thumbnail slide, I think.
Yeah.
because it's just
Mhm.
it's all over the place.
yes, the fact that we have like Hard Rock on the same slide as Caesar Superdome, Highmark, and TIAA Bank is pretty fucking criminal.
I just hate Hard Rock being right next to Caesars. Like,
Yeah.
that's ridiculous. All right, let's move on. All right, number 13. I've got Arrowhead now. Ryan's got NRG Stadium. Jason has his own team, the Broncos, in Power
Matthew
Field.
does have the Broncos as
Matthew
well.
also does. Tyler's got Lambeau Field, and the price is Caesar Superdome. So
which is $757 million, which is a $30 million increase over Ford Field.
they paid too much for Caesars. Too much.
Well, to be fair, I paid for it way back in the day. So back in the day, it was probably like the 2000s. It looked great, but now it's just outdated as fuck. That's the issue with it, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, the only one I have an issue with on this side is Stevens. I really like Arrowhead. I have it very high.
I think I'm like the last one besides you that has had Arrowhead, though, right? Does anybody else have Arrowhead already?
I think it's only been me who's had it.
I would say I think only Ryan has had it.
And to be fair, I would have. I know I said I move it up. I would have moved it up this side. It still already would have had it.
Yeah,
Arrowhead's cool, but...
I think this is incredibly fair to Arrowhead, to be honest. I really do, because it's still just an outdoor stadium. I don't like this weird cut over here.
Yeah, and you're calling about like. Go ahead. Sorry. No, I don't want to number you.
I was just gonna say, like, remember earlier when we were talking about it, I like the way this looks, and that helped a lot.
Yeah.
The way this looks.
I will say the whole thing, like, if you. This whole slide comparison thing. You see Arrowhead compared to Empower. They both have kind of a similar vibe of curvy tops on, like, their designs and everything. And Empower's just looks so much better, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I have Empower really high.
But,
I think I have
but Empower, really bad Cereal Bowl. That fucking that's this side that we're looking at, pretty shit.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely wouldn't work.
So, as far as money-wise, I guess Matthew was pretty close on Caesar Superdome.
Yeah.
You have anything else to say about this one? Other than that, I'm fine with this slide.
I'm the highest NRG. Do y'all have an issue with me being NRG this side?
No, because I totally get it. If you like the way the exterior looks, I think it's fine.
Yep.
So,
I was only a few slides ago, so yeah, I'm fine with it.
All right. Moving on to number 12. Okay.
I think,
I know people are going to have problems with mine.
Not just yours.
Yeah. I have problems with a lot of them.
I have problems with 2 of them.
Okay, so I have US Bank Stadium, which is the Vikings Stadium. Ryan has Ford Field, which I think is way, way, way too high personally.
And I think yours is way, way, way too low. So.
Well, I know, but that's the thing. We knew there was going to be a lot of opinions here. Jason's got M&T Bank Stadium. Matthew has Allegiant Stadium, which is
way too low.
Vegas.
Way too low.
Way too low. 100% agree. I think most of us agree on that.
Yeah.
Vegas Stadium, and then Tyler's got Empower Field, Broncos.
The only reasonable vote here.
And the price.
Mine is reasonable.
And the price, we got NRG Stadium. So what's the deal with NRG?
NRG is $759 million. Only $2 million more expensive than the Superdome.
I really don't get why Matthew has the Raiders thing so low. Like,
maybe he saw the old stadium. No,
maybe.
He watched the same video.
Did he? I never mentioned he did.
I mean, some people like say it looks like a Roomba, but like if you look at the interior, the interior is so nice.
I'll spoiler alert. I've got it very high. I really like the Raiders Stadium just because the black and white.
The
looks
black is so cool.
Good.
I love
looks
the torch,
so
too.
good.
I love the torch.
The torch and the window. Yeah. Right across the way. You see the torch in the window.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, it's such a fucking good looking stadium.
Yeah,
Matthew put it.
If he was,
I think
maybe
it's
if he was
technically the newest, right?
Well, yeah, because they just moved. Yeah, they just moved to Vegas, so it's definitely new. Yeah, I think this is one where the exterior is pretty good in my opinion, but then the interior just was like that's what sent it to basically the top for me. Just because the interior is so unbelievably good, so clean looking. I just love it. So
yeah, it's great.
Yeah, once again, this is another one we would have to ask Matthew his reasoning, but he's not here.
Same thing with US Bank though, Steven. Like, I know on the outside it doesn't look as good as Allegiant, but like the inside of US Bank is fucking great as well. It is phenomenal.
Some reason for the exterior for me, like I just don't like the way that it points up like this. That's the only thing. I
will say the exterior looks like more like an art museum than a football stadium. I'll say that. Yeah. But the interior is just like it has a fucking Viking horn in it and everything. It's so cool.
Yeah. No, this is another one where the exterior is what pulled it down for me. The interior, I think, looks really great. It's a little too purple for my taste. That looks like a graduation ceremony. Let me get a different picture. The purple, I've always liked the Vikings purple. And so, but at this point, it's not like number 12 isn't really me saying it's bad. I think it's one of the top tier ones. I think I had it when I did all of my tier lists when I was initially ranking just to kind of get them in groups. I'm pretty sure... Oh, I'm sorry. I need to switch to the different view. When I was doing it, I think I had it like in the A tier with probably 10 or 11 other teams. So that's why it's where it's at. It's probably at the lowest of the really high tier ones. So
I really love
this is really good.
And then Google the horn. I don't know or if you see if you find a picture of it. Well, if you do Vikings horn, it's gonna be just
Vikings horn.
There you go, right here.
Stadium.
There's a picture of it in the.
Oh, right here.
No, there, yeah. It's like a fucking massive ass horn and everything in the stadium. It's really cool.
I like the guy's giving the field goal signal. This dude is fucking ripped. You see this guy?
It's the mountain from Game of Thrones.
Is it really? Oh yeah. It says
Yeah,
the mountain.
yeah.
Again, I'm not
So,
reading
yeah,
the
he is.
description, so that's my whole problem.
Yep.
But yeah, that
Which mountain though? Didn't that actor change like 4 times?
Oh yeah, that's true. There was several recasts for the mountain.
That was
in
probably
Game of
the
Thrones.
last mountain. Yeah. I know y'all have qualms with me having Ford Field so high, obviously.
I
Yeah.
respect it if you're more considering the interior.
Mm-hmm.
Because
And I
the
just also
interior is really
like
good.
I like indoor stadiums. I just do.
Yeah.
Ryan's
You're-
a big dome guy.
No, he's team
Mhm.
dome. He's team dome.
I am.
I think I'm team dome if it looks really good. If not, I'm gonna just say team elements. But and that's why me and Ryan
Yeah.
are so different when we get to the money part.
Yeah. So Jason, why do you have Ravens so high?
I like I said earlier, I really like the brick outside that they have.
Mm.
I just think it looks really good.
Okay.
I know they don't have the best backdrop because it's highways and parking lots, but yeah, the exterior just brought it up so high, and the purple seats.
The purple
I think
seats is
looks really
good. It does kind of look like the brick. Almost looks like they got the exact same supplier of bricks from that Lucas Oil did. It's like the exact same bricks.
I mean, there's only like 4 shades of brick, Steven.
I mean, but they look almost exactly the same from this view. So,
Yeah, I mean, I obviously, everybody has their own opinions, but I still think it looks like it's just not exciting enough to be that high.
That's how I feel about Ford Field from the outside. It's
Well, yeah, from the outside, yeah, it's not great in the outside, but the inside's good.
did we ever actually look at Ford Field on
We
the
did,
inside?
but we can look at it again. I think.
Let's
I think we
let's take a quick look at it again. Hold on. I need to close some tabs here.
No, we did look at it. Remember, we saw it.
Yeah,
inside
yeah,
area,
we saw this. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take this opportunity to close some of these. Hold on.
Oh my God, you have so many tabs open.
Well, because I wasn't closing them as I opened them. So, all right. Let's move on to number 11. Okay. Yep. All right.
Fucking goddamn.
Yep. I know. This
God
is probably right here what shows off that I'm probably team elements for this part, just because
Team boring and team elements.
yeah. For me, it's just the fact that I actually like that the seats aren't colored, because I feel like if you color the seats, they can't do it with MetLife because they've got
with
two
MetLife they
completely
can't, yeah.
different teams. So it makes sense, and I actually like the simplicity of that. The exterior is kind of boring, I'll admit to that. But I don't know. Something about when I looked at this, when it comes to just like a simple stadium, I just liked it. Just easy to look at.
I think it's criminal the fact that it's one away from being top 10. I think that is criminal.
Yeah. I mean, I will say as we've gone through this, thinking about it, it's too high. I'll admit to that. So, as I told y'all, for me it was like the top 5, bottom 5, and then everything else just kind of got smushed in around every which way. It probably shouldn't be ranked this high. So, I'll admit to that.
I will say
go ahead.
the biggest surprise is the price. Paycor being number 11, fucking most expensive stadium, which it is at $795 million, which is like a little less than $40 million more than NRG was cost to create.
it's got to be because of where it's at.
I was
Have
about to say that. Does that have something to do with Cincinnati? Just is it expensive? to
Maybe,
build there?
yeah. Look, it has to be because
There's not that much to the Bengals stadium, so
Yeah.
it's crazy to think that it's that expensive. You think they would have saved some money with these cuts here? So,
yeah.
my bad, I'm on the wrong screen. These little cuts right
This is
here.
our first introduction of Raymond James, the Buck Stadium.
Yeah,
Too low.
It's too low, yeah. Should be top 10 easily.
I mean, we knew like its price was so unbelievably low,
Yeah.
compared to everything else, or low on the list. But
Yeah.
Tyler, go ahead. Let's hear.
I mean,
your-
it's one out of the top 10. It's not awful.
I feel
Yeah,
like
but
we
you-
are
well,
to the point where everybody is like we like all the stadiums from this point on. So
We gotta remember the video that we watched to kind of like see all the views. They had it criminally underrated too. They had it like in the 20s, so we shouldn't be giving Tyler too hard of a time.
I want to go back to the price thing real quick. The difference in Raymond James and Paycor is $430 million.
That's insane. Raymond James looks so much better.
Mm-hmm.
Sure does.
Yeah.
And it's Tampa, which isn't cheap, I wouldn't think.
Yeah, I think especially with the Bengals.
Tampa's on the coast.
The Bengals could have done so much, like we were saying earlier. If they'd done like striped seats or something, they could have done something else there. Because, like as I said before earlier, like I like the simple seating, but if you have a good color, you should actually use it. Like they've got good colors, in my opinion. But okay.
And I wanted to touch on one thing for Nissan. So obviously we talked about the colors, the skyline, the river, and everything. That's great. I also like the little little village of houses that are in, like, you can't really see it in this picture, but the little village of houses. It's cool.
See if we can see it in the Google images.
I will go in, probably disclaimer for a potential bias. I'm not a huge Titans fan at all, but I have been to Nissan. It's one of the 2 stadiums I've been to, and so that's why I've been there in person. It might be higher on my list because of that.
I'm not seeing any pictures of what you're talking about, but
you know what I'm talking about, obviously.
Oh yeah, yeah. So like the construction company that like built Nissan Stadium like had those. There's some reason that they have it in there, but yeah, it's like a little like village of houses almost that they've got all the concessions and things like that in. So
yeah, it's cool. But yeah, and I will say though, Nissan Stadium just reminds me of a fucking Six Flags ride. Like 100%, it was like a roller coaster.
No, we said it that
coloring.
It looks like if you went to Six Flags over Georgia, you're about to get on the Superman. 100%. Like it's got the exact same look to it.
Yep. It also kind of annoys me though. I guess y'all are two shades of blue, aren't you, Titans?
Yeah, two-tone blue.
Yeah, but
it's the look at my webcam right now.
Oh yeah, so I guess they is bringing the red in there, but I feel like the light blue is y'all's main blue color, and then this one's the dark blue, which that does look better with that red, I think.
No, I actually disagree. Like even though we've got the light blue for like the out stuff, like their main uniform, not the alternative or anything, is just a navy blue.
That's true.
Navy blue is considered their main color, I think.
Oh, okay.
With light blue accents.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is fine. I think this is a fair place for AT&T Stadium too. Being an 11, I think I probably have it a few more up. I think I have it like 8 or 7 or something like that. All right, let's move on. Number 10. Okay, another representation of me being Team Elements, I think. So I've got Levi's Stadium, which I think is I'm the last person to have it at this point. The 49ers Stadium. Ryan's got Lucas Oil, Colts Stadium. Jason's got Lumen Field, Seahawks. Matthew has Lincoln Financial, which I think is pretty high on this list. Lincoln Financial, the Eagles. Tyler's got AT&T, so he basically agrees with Jason. But Matthew is dead on the price.
Yeah.
Lincoln Financial is this expensive?
Yeah, Lincoln Financial is, where is it? $856 million.
They must have
$60 million increase from Paycor.
They must have nice bathrooms or something. Yeah. There's got to be something going on there. Like we need to see more of like the stuff you don't see from the outside. But
I think this is our first introduction to the Seahawks stadium in here, isn't it?
Yeah, but we talked about it on the price because it.
Yeah, we did.
And
when we already talked about it, I'm just saying I'm happy. Obviously, it's my team. I'm happy that it was the lowest at top 10. So like top 10 for everybody was Seahawks Stadium, which I'm happy with.
Yeah, it's a good stadium.
It's a good one. It's a good one. I think right here at number 10 is fair. I have it higher, obviously, but
I'm not mad about number 10. I have it.
Great.
I'll be like I have it I think in the middle of all the 5 of us. I have it middle ranked out of what we ranked it at. I think.
Yeah, all right. This slide, all I have a problem with, I feel like Levi Stadium is a little too high, and Lincoln Financial Field is a little too high.
Yep, I agree with that.
Yeah, me. Now that I see like what you were talking about with the stilts, not as big of a fan of Levi's, but I do like the red. The red seats look good. I've always liked the 49ers colors a lot. So, All right, let's move on to number 9. All right, number 9, we've got Gillette Stadium. Another Team Elements representation for Steven. Ryan's got AT&T Stadium. Jason's got State Farm. Matthew had Nissan Stadium at number 9, which I thought was pretty crazy.
Not the last person, though.
No. Well, we know that. Tyler's got Arrowhead, and then Soldier Field is number 9 in price.
Mm-hmm.
That is insane.
Soldier is $992 million. It is $8 million short of $1 billion.
Gotta be because of location. Being in Chicago.
They cut down that $8 million with this slot right here.
The two
other slots, yeah.
4 million per slot.
4 million and 4 million. That's right.
And Gillette is.
Yeah, Gillette. What the fuck, Steve? That's one I have the biggest issue with.
Way too high.
I like the seating. And then I don't know.
Blue and red.
Yeah.
Blue and red.
What I'm trying to understand, Steven. Like, no, this is not. I don't mean to be offensive, but you just have the most boring taste in stadiums. It seems.
I think that's fair. I think that's totally fair for you to have that opinion.
And the fact that he agrees says it all.
Yes.
No, like I said, I like simple in most cases. If you're gonna go extravagant, it's got to be really extravagant. Like you got to go all in. If there's something I don't like about it, it's gonna get pulled down. Because that's why my list jumps around between indoor and outdoor a lot because of that. But I think this picture looks so fucking good of it though. Like in my opinion.
Good. I will say it's cool because it has like that whole forest behind it, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, that's like expensive forest, I'm pretty sure. So like it's got a cool surrounding. It's just not that exciting on the inside.
Yeah, I'd love to ask Matthew why he's got Nissan so high. Because this is, I mean, I like it, but he's obviously not the highest. But I know who put it the highest. Why? So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. This is one of those things that if I was to probably do it again, I probably would move Gillette down. It does feel too high. I definitely think and me personally, I should have put 49ers above it, just on that.
Mm-hmm.
But let's move on to number 8.
There we are.
Very easy slide to look at because both Ryan, Jason, and I all agreed on Hard Rock Stadium at number 8. Matthew's got U.S. Bank Stadium. And then Tyler and the price are both Lucas Oil.
Mm-hmm. And Lucas Oil, we're now in the billion gang. Lucas Oil is $1,017 million.
Probably because of how many fucking bricks they had to use for that.
Yeah.
I have no issues with the slide at all.
Nope.
You don't have issues with me, Jason, that I picked the exact same thing?
Actually, yes. I actually do have a problem with Steven picking the same as me.
Tyler, we're getting feedback on your mic.
Oh.
Yeah, you're echoing, buddy. Yeah.
Better?
Yeah.
I guess. Okay. I mean, you asked us after you muted, and then we hadn't talked yet.
It sounds fine right now.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. So, I'm surprised that Tyler, with his usual bias, was able to put the Colts this high. But
it's because it's a really good stadium.
I mean, yeah. I get why y'all like it. I really should like it, but I don't. I don't know. Let's move on to number 7. We don't have much to say about this one anyway. All right, now I've got AT&T Stadium.
Oh my God, Tyler.
Yeah, y'all cannot give me a hard time about this one when he's got Steelers here. So
AT&T is fine, Steven.
Yeah, so I've got AT&T Stadium at number 7. Ryan's got State Farm. Jason's got Allegiant. Matthew's got Raymond James. We all seem to like the Buccaneers a lot. Tyler's got Acrisure, which we have not seen for a very long time now. The Steelers Stadium, and then the price is U.S. Bank. So what's up with
U.S. Bank is $1,394 million, which is a $380 million increase from Lucas Oil. We're starting to exponentially grow here with prices.
Yep.
They probably had to spend so much money on glass. I mean, think about how much glass is used on this.
Yeah, the difference between U.S. Bank and Lucas Oil is more money than the entire Raymond James Stadium cost to build. Like Raymond James is cheaper than the difference in U.S. Bank and Lucas Oil.
That's insane.
The only one I have a problem with on here is Acrisure.
Well, obviously, yeah, everybody has a problem with that. Tyler, why?
I like the stadium. I don't know. I like the yellow. I like the black. I like the little backdrop. It seems like a nice stadium.
You like the Dark Knight Rises?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it's crazy that stadium recovered from Bane's attack.
I knew that was one of the reasons you fucking put it that high. I knew it.
I do love that stadium though, for real. It's just I don't know. I don't like it being the new one. I really prefer Heinz Field. It's just where it is in my memory, and I don't know. I like the yellow. I like the black. I don't know. I like the backdrop.
I will say this being at 7 doesn't anger me as much as Gillette being at 8 or whatever, or 9. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
It's pretty close though.
But yeah, like I don't like the Steelers stadium, so this one feels. I mean, because I think I had it lowest, didn't I? So obviously I have a big problem with this, but let's move on. I'm usually the outlier anyway in this list anyway. So all right, number 6. I was disappointed that I had to put Mercedes-Benz at 6. I wanted to put it higher, but
you're the first introduction to Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah.
Yeah. We all have it ranked high, so it's a great stadium. I really like it. It's just I like the 5 other that I have above it better, I guess. I can't wait to look at the next slide and be like, why did I put this above Mercedes-Benz? But whatever. So we've got me with Mercedes-Benz. Ryan and Tyler both have Lumen Field, the Seahawks Stadium. Jason's got US Bank, the Vikings. Matthew has Lucas Oil, the Colts, and then Price is Levi's Stadium.
Fucking Levi Stadium is $1.67 billion.
It's definitely just because of the land.
Yeah, I mean San Francisco is expensive as hell. But yeah, $1.67 billion. That is almost a $300 million increase from US Bank. The fact that you see them right on top of each other, that bottom one is $300 million more expensive than that top one. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't have any issues with the slide either. I think all these are fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than Levi's being that expensive.
Yeah, Levi. That's the one I had the most issue with is the price.
Yeah.
All right, number 5. Okay.
First SoFi.
So I've got SoFi Stadium. Ryan has Mercedes-Benz now. Jason's got Lucas Oil. Matthew's got Lumen Field. Tyler's got Nissan Stadium. And the Price AT&T Stadium. So what's the price?
AT&T is $1.843 billion, which is about $150 million increase from Levi.
Man. All right, Tyler, you want to explain, or is it just because of bias?
I mean, it was just because the bias would be higher than 5. Man. You know?
So you're saying bias was a part of it at least.
I mean, I still love my stadium.
Yeah.
I like the red, I like the blue, I like the backdrop, I like the bridge. I really like how close it is to downtown Nashville and how easy it is to park and go to the stadium.
Yeah, you just walk down Broadway and then just walk over to the stadium. It's right there where everything is. It's really great.
I will say probably for our 5 teams, or the podcast teams, the category probably excel in the most is stadiums. Like with the Dolphins, Titans, Packers, Seahawks, and Broncos.
Well, not according to Jason, but
about the Titans. Yeah,
yeah.
But,
He's on at
4 out of 5 isn't bad.
Yeah, no, yeah. If I had bias, I would have put Nissan at 1 too. So, but I tried to be fair and look at it from a non-fan perspective. So, but yeah, I think this is fine. I think we're at the point where I don't think there's any really crazy ones. I don't think we got any weird outliers. All right, number 4.
Not bad about it.
Oh, never mind. There is one outlier left. I forgot about.
Oh
this
yeah,
outlier.
fucking Lambo boy.
I mean, I'm not one to always want to accuse bias for everything, but there's got to be.
But he's not here to defend it, so we're accusing bias.
Yeah, we're accusing bias. Your ass wouldn't get out of bed because you didn't want to have to explain why you have Lambeau Field at number 4. So anyway, I've got Empower Field, Broncos Stadium at number 4. Ryan's got Allegiant Stadium. Jason's got Arrowhead, which is also, in my opinion, pretty high. Mm-hmm. Then Matthew's got Lambeau Field, Packers. Tyler's got SoFi Stadium, Chargers and Rams, of course. and then price is Mercedes-Benz, which feels about right.
Yeah, Mercedes is $1.861 billion,
Yeah.
which is about 20 million more than AT&T.
Yeah, having I think so. I know me, Jason, Tyler have. Ryan, have you ever been to
Mercedes-Benz? Nope.
Man, I gotta tell you, that was the whole reason. Like before I was doing the rankings, I was so sure I was gonna put Mercedes-Benz at 1, just because I knew, like, having been to it and like experienced it. We weren't there for a Falcons game. We were there for the Chick-fil-A kickoff where Bama was playing Miami. But just going in that stadium and seeing how ridiculous it was, I was like, this is on a whole other
make
level.
It so easy to like, or to ensure that you can see highlights. Like the Jumbotron is very well designed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see if we can see a quick picture of the Jumbotron real quick. Let's see. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That is
Yeah.
such a good design.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal.
They also have, I think it's over here in this area where the window is.
Yeah.
This is probably taken before it or something, but they also have like some Mercedes cars over here, like on display.
Oh, nice.
Stuff too.
Those columns also are video boards too, I think. If that's what I'm thinking. If that's what I'm thinking where it is.
Yeah, I think they had like these things over here have stuff too. Yeah, they had so many screens inside the stadium. I just remember. So, anybody else got anything to say?
Cool.
It's
one of the coolest interiors, easily.
All right, Jason, why do you have Arrowhead so high?
I just really like the design. I know the like backdrop sucks with it just being parking lots, and that's all it is. But like you said, the like where they have the Chiefs like sign and the way that they have the like ramp going up to the top of the stadium, I really like the design of it. And I really hate that I have it ranked so high because I fucking hate the Chiefs. But I had them ranked high in the mascot, now the stadiums. I had them ranked in the middle for logos, and I hate it that I have to rank them high for everything.
It looks a little bit like a prolapse butthole. The stadium.
You might want to.
You might want to go to a doctor.
You might want to.
Well, me.
You might want to Google what that looks like to make sure you're correct.
Don't Google that. Don't check that.
I don't see that at all.
Maybe not a prolapse butthole. What I'm thinking of is like a widened butthole.
That it looks like my butthole after the colonoscopy.
Exactly. Yeah. Like a big poop. That's what your butthole looks like right there.
Okay. All right. Let's move on. Let's move on to number 3. Okay. So me and Jason both agreed on Raymond James, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Stadium. Ryan has U.S. Bank Stadium. Matthew has Mercedes-Benz. Tyler has Allegiant. And the price for MetLife is so much. That is ridiculous.
MetLife is $2.232 billion. That is a $500 million increase from Mercedes.
It is 1,000% because of the cost of land.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I think that is crazy overpriced for what it is. I mean, obviously, I had MetLife ranked highest out of the group, but still, like, that's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous.
Yep.
Other than that, I don't have any problems with this slide.
Yeah,
like, I think everybody was fine. So
I think from here until number 1, I think everybody's gonna be cool with what everybody has.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to number 2. All right. So I have Lumen Field at number 2. The more and more we do these rankings, the more and more I think I'm a closet Seahawks fan. With how I've been ranking them. So Lumen Field, and then Ryan and Jason both have SoFi Stadium. Matthew's got Hard Rock. Tyler's got U.S. Bank, and the price is Allegiant Stadium. So let's hear about Allegiant.
Allegiant is.
Matthew's been there.
What'd you say, Tyler?
I was gonna say I'm sure that part of the reason why he has it at 2 is because he's been there.
Yeah, it seems like Matthew was the most biased with his stadium rankings out of any of his other rankings before. I remember him and Gavin went Hard Rock.
Yeah, I would love to go to Hard Rock. It's on my list of stadiums I've got to go to at some point.
Allegiant price is $2.233 billion, which is only a $1 million increase from MetLife.
That is insane. Especially, you think it would be a lot for the land, too, because it's Vegas. I don't know where it is in Vegas exactly, like compared to where the Strip like where the
No.
gambling scene is. So I don't know, but
I mean,
it's still-
2.2 billion is still quite a bit.
Yeah, I know, but you would think
Yeah.
just from the land alone, and then how much more of a detailed design
Yeah.
it is, you'd think it would be a lot more expensive. But
Oh, don't worry. Number 1 is more than twice as expensive as Allegiant.
jeez. All right. So how we feeling about this one? We feeling good with the slide? I do.
I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like Lumen is a couple spots too high, but it's
I'm
fine.
probably, but I'm a okay with it. Like, you know,
Oh, yeah, you
It's
love it.
fine. It's not enough for me to get mad at.
Yeah. And it has it's a little bit partially team elements, so that's probably why it's high for me. All right, so let's move on to number 1. Okay, so I've got Allegiant Stadium, the Vegas Raiders Stadium. Ryan's got Raymond James,
pirate ship.
Pirate Ship, of course. Jason's got Mercedes-Benz. Matthew's got SoFi, and the price is also SoFi. And then Tyler also has Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah. So SoFi is fucking, with today's money, $5.758 billion. That is a $3.5 billion increase from Allegiant.
That is insane.
When they built it, like I think it was like 3 years ago, it was 4.9 million. That's how much it cost to make. 4.9 billion, sorry. And then it just inflation has increased by almost $1 billion more after since then.
Let's look at some additional pictures of SoFi real quick.
Okay, SoFi is beautiful.
SoFi is fucking beautiful. I
love that's cool.
Yeah, the jumbotron is really cool. They can't really commit. They can't commit to a seat color, I guess, even though their colors are similar. I guess they still don't want to risk that because it's still not.
Well, they have like these LED, like the lit up seats. It looks like, so they can just change that depending on what team is there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See.
Which is a great idea. That was a very smart move.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then they could also change like the colors for like if there's something else being hosted there. Because I know SoFi is going to be hosting some like World Cup stuff at some point and all sorts of things like that. So they went all in because they know where they're at. They're going to make some money. SoFi, said like when they have people coming, they're one of the stadiums that it's like they almost have more visitors than they do home team fans there. So
yeah, can imagine. But yeah, that's just increase. And yeah, I know I'm probably the outlier here a little bit, but I know we had Buccaneers pretty high, but it's 100%. The pirate ship is just such a unique and cool thing. Let's click on Raymond James Stevens so we can see the pirate ship up close. Like, I just think it's so fucking cool that it just elevates that stadium, and it's a crisp, clean looking stadium.
I might just have to Google it because I'm not seeing a good picture of it.
Yeah, that's it. There we go.
Yeah,
there it is. It's so fucking cool. Look at that shit.
Let me get the further view.
That's so fucking cool.
Yeah. And once again, this has the problem that it's like where it's at isn't great for watching the actual game, but I think it's definitely like a way to get away from the kids for a little bit if you're a family. So you'd be like, hey, go hang out on the pirate ship or something.
I like how the Publix logo has the eye patch.
That is cool. That's also a very old photo you have right there.
That's definitely an older version of the ship. I was gonna
see. Look at the fucking like front part of it, the little skull. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, no, that pirate ship is 100% the reason it's number 1, and it's just crisp and clean. I think it's funny, Steven, if we go back to the PowerPoint, how the consistent like theme of this PowerPoint picks has been your team element and I'm team dome, and your number 1 is a dome and my team number 1 is an element.
Hey, well, there's always like I said, it didn't stay consistent all the way through.
Yeah,
because it just depends on if I actually like I really like Allegiant's interior more than anything, but then their exterior still looks good in my opinion too.
Oh yeah,
they did an interesting thing with it, and that's the thing is I'm fine with indoor stadiums as long as the exterior looks really good. So
yeah,
but yeah. That's it for the actual rankings. Now we have stats, which Ryan, you're gonna have to explain all that.
Oh yeah, I got some fun stats. I love statistics, and so I put a lot of effort into different types of stats.
Really glad we went all in on stats when it's gonna make me look really bad. So,
yeah.
Okay. All right. Moving on. So we got the tier list, which of course we have it based on the actual teams versus the stadiums because it'd been hard to show that, but.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got in the S tier, we've got the Rams and the Chargers for SoFi, Falcons, Buccaneers, and Raiders, and then we'll just do the A tier. We got the Seahawks, Vikings, Dolphins, and Colts.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll just skip to the D tier. You got the D tier. We got the Bengals, Steelers, Patriots, Jags, Saints, Bills, Browns, and Commanders. So,
And a good way to see here, you can a whole reiteration of our probably this being the category where all 5 of our teams will do the best combined. The lowest ranking was the Packers, Lambeau, and they were 13th. So everybody was in the top half at least with shit.
So where do we, looking at this as an overall tier list, where do y'all think is something just really badly placed, looking at it from here? For me, the thing that jumps out is Packers being in B tier. I think it should be in C or D tier.
I think the Texans being in C tier and the Packers being in B tier.
Yeah,
So we would flip them around. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Obviously, we probably all can see one or two things that we 100% disagree with, but
I mean,
overall,
I personally think the Colts should be an S tier, but it got dragged so far down because of Steven's ranking.
Because of me. Sorry. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Weird, random, biased hatred towards it. So
I like how you have the teams thing, and you have MetLife and SoFi as like the
combined.
only one. Yeah.
Yep. Well, yeah, because they're combined ones. Yeah, when it comes to the listing names, I was like, could have just said Los Angeles versus New York, but I decided to do that.
My favorite thing is the Rams having a unibrow.
Yep.
All right. So let's move on to the next slide. And of course, if you're watching this, you can pause if you want to see the overall rankings of everything. There's a few notable ties though, like the Titans and Packers tied, for example. So you just have to look at that. Anyway, all right. Go ahead, Ryan.
So up here we have people with the biggest sheep of our group, which is Jason and Tyler, and Steven with the worst opinions. So this stats, I compared everybody's ranking versus the group consensus. So, group ranking, SoFi being the best, Commanders being the worst. I just compared what we voted versus what the group did, and whoever was the farthest away, aka Steven, he's the worst opinion, and whoever was the closest, aka Jason and Tyler, are the biggest sheep because they're the most conforming to the group.
The thing that makes me so mad is the fact that we've done like some stats, but not to this level.
Mm-hmm.
Every other time that we've done stats, and we've done it like off screen, like not on the actual episode, it's always been Tyler being the wild card. We do all this, and I'm the wild card, and he's a sheep, which is like, are you kidding me? Of all times, it has to be this time. But that is. I mean, I respect it because I know I'm probably the only person that's probably leaning more towards team elements, except for like the couple random outliers I had, like Allegiant Stadium. But I totally get it.
And we'll see that for sure when it comes to the one of the stats about how Steven is team elements and I'm team dome.
Yes, we'll get into that in a minute.
I also like to point out Jason's amazing condom head. He's technically wearing a rainbow hat, but I cut off the rainbow, so it's just the blue thing that remains.
I'm sorry in advance for my chin invading the rest of the PowerPoint because it's just hanging over the tier list. All right. So.
All right. Next.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Steven.
I was just gonna say, here's the next slide for more stats. So go ahead, Ryan.
So this is one step away from smooching being the love triangle of me, Tyler, and Jason, and the mortal enemies being Matthew and Steven. What I did here is I did an accuracy on each other. So I did the same thing where like the Steven v. Ryan column, that is Steven's rankings versus my rankings. I did subtraction for each one, got the total of how far off we were from each other in our rankings. And so the one step away from smooching, it is the three of us were all 136 points away from each other exactly. Me
Which
versus
I think
Jason.
is insane.
Yeah, that's crazy. How the three of us were equally apart from each other. So, but we were the closest opinions to each other. Me, Tyler, and Jason as a triangle.
Yeah,
and
I was gonna say if you graphed it would look like just a big triangle.
Yeah, and then and Steven and Matthew were at 202. They were the farthest apart in their opinions, which is weird because they're the two outliers of most of the thing. Me, Tyler, and Jason seem to be more in the middle, but Steven and Matthew had like the most like polarizing opinions, I feel, when it came to ranking. But they're the ones who were also polarized against each other. They can't even agree with each other.
No, where we were outliers were completely different from each other. So that is crazy. All right, now the next slide that I really don't like because it makes you look stupid. All right.
Yeah, this is the money slide. So I did I had my price ranking, the most expensive being SoFi, the least expensive being the Packers. And the first thing I did was the bang for your buck column, also the best value stadium, biggest waste of money. I took the price and then subtracted it from the rank to see if it was worth the price or not. So, like, example, MetLife, it was the third most expensive, but we ranked it 23rd overall, or we ranked it 21st overall. So I did the subtraction there and get negative amount. So basically, the more negative the number is, the biggest waste of money according to us it was. The more positive it was, the most value it was. Like, it was the cheapest stadium, but we loved it the most. So Raymond James won easily with that, with 22. We ranked it 3, but it was a 25 most expensive stadium. Whereas MetLife, we ranked it 21, and it was fucking third most expensive. So it's the biggest waste of money. Then we have capitalists and anarchists, me and Steven. Basically, it's the price versus our votes. How close did we align with the price for our votes? And I was the closest you can see at 222 with a price 100% because I'm Team Dome. Domes are more expensive, aka I went with the money more, so I was the capitalist. Whereas Steven doesn't like domes, so he was very far outlier and the anarchist of the group.
Yeah. It totally, I mean, it makes sense. You might as well replace capitalist and anarchist with Team Dome or Team Elements.
Yeah, basically.
What were you going to say, Tyler?
No, nothing.
Okay. Well, I think that's it, isn't it? That's the last
It is,
slide.
yep.
All right. So, y'all got any last things to throw in here?
No.
I think we're good.
Oh man,
Yeah.
yeah. Honestly, I'm okay with this. I've been kind of stressing about this recording because I knew I was gonna get fucking yelled at a lot. It actually wasn't as bad, just because there was something that everyone had like a very different opinion on, just from everybody else. So that's the thing, is there's so many things to consider with stadiums. But
I feel like we're gonna get more back to like the similar vein of like logos and mascots when it comes to like uniforms. We do that next.
I would hope
it's
so.
Like, that's more like consistent, and we're gonna I say we all just have, we'll talk about it later, but we'll all just have one uniform we're based off of, not like alternates and shit like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be too much, because then we have the same problem we just have with stadiums with considering this one versus alternate versus this.
And we'll just do like home jerseys basically is what we'll do. So.
But yeah, I think we'll just end here. So thank you guys so much for watching the episode. Again, if you're listening on audio, highly recommend checking out the video for this one. And then make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/@alwaysonamarket. If you're looking at the description, it should have the link there to probably this exact video. And then thank you again for Dubby for sponsoring our podcast. Go to dubby.gg and use Always Out at checkout to get 10% off. And it helps support our show. And make sure to follow us on Twitter @OutOfMarketPod. Anyway, you guys got anything else?
Nope.
See ya.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.